Before Natasha Lyonne was one of our most acclaimed actresses, earning Emmy nominations for the likes of Orange is the New Black, Russian Doll, and Poker Face. She was a mostly supporting actor rising up the comedy ranks. Such was the case in 2001 when, at the age of 22, she was cast in a small role for the Wayans brothers' Scary Movie 2. In the horror comedy hit, Lyonne played Megan Voorhees, a possessed Reagan-like character in a scene parodying The Exorcist. It's a funny yet awkward moment, but the most notable part of it all is that she was nearly in the same frame as acting legend Marlon Brando. It would have been the last movie he ever made, but after a bizarre filming session, he was forced to drop out. It was the last role he ever took. 2000's Scary Movie was a hilarious horror comedy that parodied the big horror movies of the day, like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. With its huge box office success, taking in $278 million worldwide on a $19 million budget, it was only a matter of time before there was a sequel. In fact, Scary Movie 2 came out 1 year later, this time taking jabs at supernatural classics. Among them was The Exorcist. Here, Lyonne played a teenager named Megan Voorhees who becomes possessed. It's an obvious parody of Linda Blair's Regan from The Exorcist, complete with nearly identical makeup and the girl tied to her bed. In The Exorcist, one of the men who tries to help her is Father Merrin, played by Max von Sydow. In the climax of the film, he goes to battle with the demon inside the teenage girl, a scene which is parodied in the opening scene of Scary Movie 2. Despite being a silly comedy, they went all out, casting an actor even bigger than Max von Sydow by somehow landing Marlon Brando. However, his time in the movie never saw the light of day. Natasha Lyonne explained in a 2022 interview with Entertainment Weekly what went wrong during her time on set with Brando, who was set to play Father McFeely, a hypersexualized priest who is drawn to the possessed girl's advances. Brando, who was then in his late 70s, was in bad health, showing up with an earpiece and an oxygen tank. Lyonne added, "He just kind of held my boob, because that was in the script. He was supposed to be like, 'The power of Christ compels you.' I just remember being like, this is the surrealism that Andrew Breton, Salvador Dali were talking about." Natasha Lyonne appreciated the moment as she worked with an acting legend on a silly comedy. She told Entertainment Weekly that as she took in the surreal energy of it all, she thought, showbiz is all right. Sadly, the feeling didn't last, because Brando's health was so bad that he had to drop out during filming. On the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast, the host recalled hearing about Brando being hired to have a cameo in Scary Movie 2, but that he was too ill to fulfill the role. Natasha Lyonne confirmed this, but also revealed that she had no desire to be in Scary Movie 2 at first, but as a big fan of The Exorcist and friend of its director, William Friedkin, she was eager for the chance to parody one of her favorite movies, and to work with a Hollywood icon like Marlon Brando. She recalled that he seemed so confused that he left his hand on the prosthetics over her chest, as if he didn't think Lyonne in all of her makeup was a real person. She joked that it wasn't the acting dream she hoped for, as after one day, he dropped out. Brando was replaced by James Woods, but no offense to James Woods, he's no Brando. Still, he played the role well. If you watch his scenes in Scary Movie 2 now, they're so wild that it's hard to imagine Academy Award winner Marlon Brando doing what Father McFeely does, as he takes a loud dump on the toilet. Then with Megan Voorhees, mimes cunnilingus before getting on the bed and humping her. Natasha Lyonne told Entertainment Weekly, "I have a VHS copy of the dailies that I got because Marlon Brando's final role, sadly for him, but luckily for me, is doing this Exorcist opening teaser. I don't know what he was thinking, really. I mean, why would he do that? It is indeed strange that someone of his caliber would sign on for such a role." Scary Movie 2 is a funny movie, but is that how we'd want to remember Brando in his last role? Marlon Brando died 3 years later on July 1, 2004. His last credit is officially the score, which came out just a week after Scary Movie 2.